Yes, bring on your brand new distributors, but also for yourself. Come in and be reminded of the things that are most important getting started and getting going. We can never improve more. I learned again from Leslie tonight, and listening to Tanya and Kevin and others speak. It's just a true gift. So round of applause for Miss Leslie, you guys. Let's get going. Thank you so much, my sister. Love you to pieces. Shampoo, you want to get that started? We're going to just go speak quick because we want to give these quick announcements. But the most important thing here tonight is Bob and April. So I am going to, you guys, this stuff's going to go into the Telegram group. So as you know, One Person Big Difference Family Telegram group, it's not a chat group, it's just an information group. When you're wondering where in the world are things, you go in and you just scroll and you see, there we are. But first, you guys, welcome to the One Person Big Difference Life Vantage family. Look at these gorgeous names here. If you are new here tonight to Life Vantage, put your name in the chat. Everybody here, welcome the family in the chat. Look at these names. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We love you. We cannot wait to do this with you and make a difference in this world here together. Welcome. Thank you, Shampoo. All right, Flip the Switch Tuesday. I have not heard if anybody knows who is going to be doing the Tuesday Zoom. This happens every single Tuesday on the Life Vantage Facebook page. It's always outstanding. They're always there. You can go back and refer to them. So always grow, bring guests, and you can always be there again, listening and learning, right? And I know Kevin Potas especially loves the Brandon Cunningham presentations every Tuesday. And actually, Tanya was sharing with many people the strength of the business and how he really validates just the business of what we got. So that's there. This is going to be in Telegram. Sorry, I know I'm talking super fast, but Wednesday Wellness, we know these are so good. Last week we had our Premier Pro 6, Dr. John Jelinek speaking. We will let you know in Telegram again who's going to be this week's speaker. But put this stuff in your calendars, you guys, so that you never forget, and put those alarms on there. But just know that that happens every Wednesday. The next one's going to be, we have our team call with an elite on up Thursday. Sean doesn't have that there yet, but we know that that is there. That's the same thing. And there's Thursday. All right, Mother's Day. You can even go to the next one. You guys can shop. Now, this came out in your email today, this afternoon, you guys, around 4 o'clock Central. Mother's Day. Note, take a note. Mother's Day for yourself, your friends, your family. Mamas love to be pampered. Go out and purchase True Science Skin Anything this month. And guess what? Life Vantage knows that mamas love to take care of their people, right? They love to take care of the world. So Life Vantage is donating $1 per every item that is sold within the True Science skincare system. Is that not cool? Way to do Mother's Day this year, you guys. So make sure that you know that. Limited time flavor Axio. Who has had orange? Yes or yes, put in the chat. Do you love it? Do you love it? It's out. Go get it. OMG. Okay, Shampoo. And MVP, we're going to recognize. We're always recognizing MVP. Keep going, baby. I'm trying to be quick because I got to get to the Wagners. Okay, this is new. This just started this week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It sounds like Master Pro 10s and maybe some 9s. I'm not sure yet. Tonight, it's already happened or is happening. Dr. Skip Campbell, I found that out just recently. But Wednesday and Friday, they're going to be that webinar. This again is going to go out in Telegram. So I'll find out who is going to be on Wednesday and Friday. Within your email, again, if you click on this within your email, the social media calendar. If you are interested and want to come up with ideas of what should I post? Or what should I put in my stories? If you click on the read more in your email, it will give you the social media calendar that will guide you through what in the world can you do. What are they doing on the meetup? On the meetup, they are doing an opportunity meeting. So they just really want to ramp things up for all of us and pour into us this month. Activate 2022, put in the chat if you're going to be there. This is a new thing I just found out as well. Legacy seating. We love making a difference at Life Vantage. The energy is in the front of the rooms, right, guys? Front of the room is the energy. Front of the room is where the magic happens and you make the strong, strong connections. If you would like to be at the very, very front, you can pay $100. That money is going to go to Legacy. If you're not sure what Legacy is, just check with one of us. But it is to do many things, like money went to the Ukraine this past month. We built homes, lots of different deals, Croatia, and we're going to cover this at the very end. Whew! Bob and April Wagner, welcome to our team call. Thank you for being here.
Make people stay on to the end because we're going to go over the performance club. It is important. Don't drop off.
Yes, you guys, we've got some exciting enhancements to the performance club. So, don't get off until Wagners are completely done. But I cannot even tell you how much I love these guys. And Leslie Powell was sharing from the very beginning, and they'll share their story. I'm going to share their quick bio. You guys have all probably seen it. But Bob and April Wagner grew up in Long Island, and I currently live in Orlando, Florida. They met in the 8th grade and have been married for 41 years and have 3 boys, 26, 31, and 35. And Bob and April, how old do you act? It's not possible that you have 31. Like, we're all like teenagers, right? It's amazing. They love traveling. They love all animals, bike riding, baseball, tennis, pickleball, jeeps on the beach. I want to go jeeping on the beach with you. They joined their first network marketing company in 1992 and stayed with that company for 25 years, helping their team produce over 200 million. Did you guys hear that? Whew, 200 million in sales. And that company, unfortunately, unexpectedly shut down in October 2017, and they joined LifeVantage family 4.5 years ago and are currently elite pro 8s. And I'm just going to hush up because the magic is with these two. But all I can tell you is they are generous. They are beautiful. They are smart. And if I were to follow anybody, I would be somebody that knows how to create a $200 million in sales business over the years with integrity and with love. Thank you so much, Bob and April, for being here and taking time, because we treasure that and we value that. So here we are. Here's the team.
I don't know how we go after your introduction. Sean, how do you do it, man? I mean,
it's a lot of action.
She's from another world, man. Michelle, you are the best, man. You guys, we are honored that you asked us to do this tonight. Honestly, we're honored, and we had a blast meeting Leslie and Bill, when in Orlando, and for whatever reason we haven't been able to make it happen again, but it will. It definitely will. Even if it's in Croatia, so be it, but right, even so be it. But for the guests listening tonight, one of the most important things that you could ever know in this business is what you own and what you're in. And most people do not know, or they don't know the level in which what they own. Okay. And we're going to do 2 things tonight. April's going to take the first half. I'll take the second half, but we want you to understand the industry that you're in. Okay. And you're going to hear it a little bit differently tonight from us. I promise you. Okay. Because April's going to go through the facts of what has happened in over 140 years. Yes, your industry is over 140 years old. She's going to walk you through the facts, and then I'm going to walk you through our 30 years, okay, of being in it and what we have witnessed. Okay, so there's no opinion here, folks. These are facts. Okay, April's going to talk in general about it, and then I'm going to share our experience with it. And when we're done, we want you to have a belief level of what you own that has never been higher than after tonight. Okay, that's the goal tonight, because I don't believe most people understand what they own. I just don't believe they do. And maybe this will help a little bit get you to the next point. So let me, am I on host, Michelle? Can I pull up the slides?
Yes, you are.
Perfect. So that's go back one. Okay. And let me just trim this down in here. Okay. So I'm going to give you April now, and then I'll be back. I'm going to turn it to her.
Hey, everyone. Thanks so much for having us. This is super, super exciting. Love seeing all your faces and stuff. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about our story, because our story has so many aha moments in it. And it kind of really it'll tell you a lot about our journey, and maybe you'll be able to see yourself in a starting point and really as it moves along. But as Michelle had said, we started back in 1992, but we started because one of us had a picture frame factory, was in the art gallery business, and the other was in construction. I bet you can't guess which one that was, but actually my husband had the picture frame factory, was in the art business. But he had a business, a traditional business, like so many people do. We were, married. We had just had our second baby, had a big house, some new cars, and he had some large receivables that he didn't get paid from. And that really was forcing him out of business at that point. Luckily, as that business was closing, a gentleman came in wanting to get a magazine. We had industry magazines back then, wanting to get this magazine framed. And he looked super successful, back then, suits, Mercedes, looked really good. So my husband actually asked him, what did he do for a living? Now, he was prejudging Bobby because Bobby was dressed probably in sweats and had stains on him, and he probably thought he was a factory worker. There was no dress for success back then for us, but he prejudged Bobby, and Bobby invited himself to a meeting, so much so that when we did show up for the meeting, he was kind of like, who are you guys? Really didn't even remember that conversation. Well, we saw the meeting, and there were terms we're allowed to use and not use, but there were certain numbers that Bobby saw at that point, and he just said, if even a little bit of this is true, we're going to be rich. So we actually joined that company that night. We spent $5,000, got involved in the business, and this was a business that Bobby was going to do primarily to hold himself over until he figured out what he was really going to do. So you saw the littleness of the picture we saw at that point. Well, I went into the office the next day. I saw my accountant. I was in construction, did some spec homes in the Hamptons, ran a private water company and stuff. But I told my accountant that he needed to do this and that he needed to speak to my husband. And I did not know. I'd worked with him for 11 years. He saw Bobby at different Christmas parties and stuff, different events. He never, ever told us that he'd been in this industry for over 11 years. Never invited us, never gave me a hint to buy product, nothing, no picture of it. But he did tell me that I needed to get my husband on the phone with this guy who was doing this wellness, weight loss, and energy. And remember, I had just had our second baby, so weight loss and energy were big for me at that point. And I needed to get my husband on the phone. They were just starting this company. This guy was the truck driver housewife team that had literally made millions, and they needed to speak. Well, I don't know how much of that truly I understood at that point, but I did understand weight loss and energy, and that was something that interests me more so than the original company that Bobby chose. But I went home and I told Bobby he needed to speak to this guy because he'd been successful, he'd made millions, he was a truck driver, and he was from Tennessee. Now, this is where Bobby prejudged because he thought Tennessee truck driver, what could he know? What could he teach this New Yorker? Well, we went back and forth for a whole weekend. Finally, Bobby decided, and actually I said, what do you got to lose? Pick up the phone, talk to the guy. If you don't like it, hang up. And Bobby actually picked up the phone. They had a conversation. And the guy simply asked him, and please remember this as you're talking to people, what is it you want? What do you want? What do you see from this? What is your need? What is your want in this business? And Bobby told him, he'd like to make $1 million a year. And the guy said, he said, son, if you give me 5 years, I can teach you how to do that. Well, that gentleman became our mentor for over 25 years. That's where we did that 200 million. It only took me about 4 or 5 months to get involved full-time myself, which everybody thought I was crazy at that point. But I saw something different. I saw time freedom. We had a nanny in the house at that point, and I was leaving early, and I'd come home maybe to check on my babies, and Bobby and the nanny were home, and I was just like, this is not cool. He's home with a young nanny. He still giggles over it. I don't know what I was thinking, but he's home with the nanny and I'm out working. But you know what? We've made a great team over the years, and it's just been so much fun. But I hope when you think about that story, you think about a much bigger picture, but more importantly, do not prejudge anyone as you go through the course of this, because you just have no idea what's going on in somebody's house, who needs it, who doesn't, who wants it, who wants the new challenge. But what is network marketing? Network marketing is a method of marketing that empowers individuals to grow a business and or sell a product through their own personal networks. These networks are used to generate leads and recruit customers and or partners. Mentorship and training programs are integral. Mentorship, remember I said how important our mentor was for 25 years, integral piece of your success, as well as being a mentor for your new recruits. So, so important there. Oh, what's it going? Sorry, guys. Okay, perfect. Okay, so here are some fun facts, and interesting that you might find. The number of distributors here in the United States has increased to 7.7 million, an increase of 13.2% over the last year. This is getting to be big, big business. An average retail sales of 5,208 was earned by direct sellers of USA in 2020. 0.9 million direct sellers of the US work full-time. 6.8 million direct sellers of USA work for part-time. 75% of direct sellers in the US are women and 20% are men. And we could speak to that forever and why that happens, but 22% of distributors belong to the Hispanic community. The more engaged the distributors are, the more they earn. It works. If you work it, it works. The numbers are also suggest motivation among people who chose direct selling as a profession. And we are becoming a big, big profession. People don't realize so much what they earn. But as Bobby had said, 140 years old is Avon, 1886. These are just 10 of the oldest ones, but this is a big established industry. And Bobby's going to speak to how it's evolved over the years. Quite often when I speak to somebody and they were involved in network marketing or multi-level marketing years ago, they have no idea how our industry has evolved, how it's policed itself, how it's become big business for people. But again, Avon, over 140 years. Tupperware is 80 years old, and Amway is 60 years old, over 60 years old. So again, this is big, big business. Now look at these traditional industries. Look at the size of them. The NFL is 15 billion. The music industry is 23 billion. And the film industry is 41 billion. That's about 85 billion altogether. But look at the lower left hand here. You see 178 billion is our industry now. That's twice the size of, and then this is back in 2013. So who knows how much it's grown since then. But again, and we've added the natural foods industry. So we are more than double these big, big businesses out there. But if you look at the lower right, Forbes has said that direct selling or network marketing is the best kept secret in the business world. And this is what Forbes magazine has to say. And this is big, big business. And I hope as you'll see how our journey has evolved, you'll realize that this is in store for all of us. We just need to keep being mentored, mentoring others. And this can be a great, great journey. So, but I'm going to turn it over to my husband now. And
Hey, that was quick. Just turn the computer a little bit. Hey, what I want to share with you is bringing you more up to date. Okay. And $178 billion was the network marketing industry in 2013. In 7 years, it came close to doubling. Okay, I want you to understand that. Okay, that NFL music and film industry, 85 billion. Do you realize we are about 4 times bigger than all of those industries combined? Think about that. Okay, the entire film industry, the entire music industry, the entire NFL, that's all 30 teams or whatever they got. Okay. We are 4 times bigger than all of them combined. So you have to understand what you own. It is huge. It is big. There's more people in it than you can ever dream of. Okay. And it's just getting bigger and better all the time. So what I want to do for the next few minutes is take you through our journey, okay, with it. And, April said, in 1992, we got involved in the industry. So let me remind you about how we were doing things. Okay, then. Okay. So our tools in the industry back then, we used tools like we put flyers on cars. Okay. I'm going to date myself a little, but we do have a 35-year-old kid, so you can do the math. Okay. The phone was still attached to the wall when we joined. Okay. There was no internet. There were no computers. Okay. You used the post office. You did direct mail. We were using cassette tapes. Yeah, not even CDs, folks. It was cassette tapes. Okay. Newspapers were the big source of advertising, magazines. We did some stuff in Success Magazine, and fax machines were everywhere. So those were the tools that the industry was using. We were personally using, okay, in 1992. And here's what I want you to keep in mind. The network marketing industry learned, it evolved, and it got bigger. See, it never did status quo. Okay, this is an industry it's like a live, amoeba, a live being. Okay, it learns and it evolves. Now, I'm going to skip a few years to 2001. We were still in New York. We still lived on Long Island when 9/11 happened. Okay. Everything that we were doing and everything that everybody in our business was doing stopped that day, and everything changed. The two biggest things that changed was air travel and magazine advertising. And I'll give you a quick story what happened to us with magazine advertising. We had been working our way into the big leagues. We had done some Success Magazine ads, and we had just really bit the bullet and decided to advertise full page ads in Fortune magazine. And if you're familiar with it, okay, back then, you got Fortune magazine, most people picked it up in the airport. And it was bi-monthly, it came out twice a month. Do you know that the first day the magazine was due out was 9/13? And the next date was 9/27? You do understand the airports were closed. We lost $30,000 in advertising, and they never made it up to us. They didn't rerun it. They didn't give they just said, too bad, it happened to everybody. Okay. But what I want you to understand, as the world changed, as air travel changed, magazines changed, freedom, everything changed, our industry of network marketing, okay, it learned, it evolved, and it got bigger. It never stopped growing. About a year later, 2 years later, we started using CDs. Okay, I know they're extinct now too, okay, except in Walmart with movies. But CDs, we started using medical journals because we did a lot with physicians. We started using local radio. And then there was the birth of Sirius XM radio. We were buying spots on Sirius XM radio when it first was launching on Fox News. Get this, for $65 a spot. For a 1-minute commercial, not 15 seconds, not 30 seconds, a 1 minute. And we would direct faxing to physicians. We had 1 million fax numbers to physicians, and we had a system in place. It was a national lead program. Okay. It was a complete system. None of this stuff's in place anymore other than like Sirius, radio, but that's not effective anymore because there's hundreds of stations. When we were doing it, it was Fox, it was IMIS, it was ESPN, it was just a couple stations, okay? The industry continued to evolve, get bigger, okay, and learn from what was going on. So a lot of things have gone extinct. Now we go to 08, 09, financial meltdown. The stock markets crash, the banks crash, Wall Street crashes, the housing market crashes, the mortgage industry crashes. Jobs are insecure. But why all of that's happening? iPhones enter the picture, social media begins to show up, and internet selling is becoming like a thing. Okay. So while all of that's going on, the industry learned, it evolved, and it got bigger. Okay. 2016, over 2 billion people on social media. Every major retailer opening online stores. Apps are starting to dominate. Amazon is king. Buying habits have changed forever. all of this stuff going on, and your industry, network marketing learned, evolved, and got bigger. Do you know how many industries were wiped out over this? Let's see, we started in 92, it's 16. In that 24-year stretch, you know how many things went bankrupt, out of business, obsolete, no longer available? And our industry just kept learning, evolving, and getting bigger, okay? So that brings us to 2020 through 2022. Nobody's forgotten that yet, right? This is the Great Reset, okay? The pandemic hits, 6 to 8 weeks. Remember, they told us 2 months, turns into 2 years, and in some places ongoing. The Great Resignation, 5 million, over 5 million people quit their jobs. Social selling and social sharing is as mainstream as it gets, okay? Amazon got bigger. Online sales dominate. Zoom is the king of online presentations. Netflix memberships explode, okay? But here's what happened, folks. People were forced. They probably would never have done it, certainly not in these numbers, but they were forced to reflect, reconsider their lives. School systems were found to be broken. More moms were doing homeschool with their kids. Everyone found out they want to work from home. They want to make their own hours. They can still be productive, but they want to be flexible and determine their own pay. See, that's what happened, okay? And the network marketing industry embraced it. It learned, it evolved, and it got bigger. So here's the key, okay? And then I'm going to bring April back and we'll come back on the main screen. Write this down, but more importantly, know this from the bottom of your heart. Network marketing is not the only way, but network marketing has everything, and I mean everything, that you're looking for and more. It's all there. You can play it at any size, okay? And the takeaway for tonight, and I said, I really want you to understand what you own. So here's your takeaway, okay? You should be as proud, I mean that from the bottom of my heart, as proud of who you are and what you do as a professional network marketer as anyone else in any other profession. You are not second fiddle to anybody. I don't care what people do. I don't care if they're doctors, lawyers, real estate brokers, nurses, teachers, emergency service people, policemen, firemen, stockbrokers, okay? Engineers, it doesn't matter. We are as good, as professional, and should be as proud of what we do as what anybody else in the world does. Just know with complete internal confidence who you are. And this industry has got your back, okay? We are over $300 billion and growing. It's got your back. And here's the job that you and I have. We got to be willing to evolve with it. Okay. It's, you know, none of us, the phones aren't attached to the wall no more. Okay. We don't do the things we used to do, but we got better tools that have made it easier for more people to do well in this industry. So I'm going to stop the share. April, can you get back in here? And let me get rid of those slides. And we're back. And Michelle, man, that's all we got for you. I hope it was okay.
Did he just say that's all he's got for us? How do you guys feel about that? I saw Marisa just say in bold print. Yes, everyone, I know she's yelling, everyone needs to hear this call, and she's doing a little namaste. I'm going to pass this over to Sean, but you guys, this is it. I'm going to hush because I talk a lot, Sean Poe.
I love it. I love listening to these guys. I remember running into them at one of the first, I believe it was the first either incentive trip or elite trips that they were at, and just being able to spend a little bit more time with them as we're waiting to get.
We passed in the spot, didn't we?
Yeah, there's the
There was
spot,
a
yes.
spot. Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
were coming and going in
Oh,
the
look how
spot.
fast.
100% remember that, and just the down-to-earth relatable people that we want to do life with. And their expertise in network marketing is unparalleled. They know it inside and out. They've gone through great times. They've gone through times that they probably wish they wouldn't have, but at the end of the day, that's life. And it's what you do at the end: get up, pick yourself up, and take what you know on to the next chapter and blow it up again. And that's what I see these two doing, and they just do it with such grace. So we're honored to live life with you. I can't wait to see you guys soon at Activate 2022. So thank you guys. If you want to unmute real quick and just give them a big shout out and thank you from Team One Person Big Difference, that'd be awesome as well too. So thank you guys.
Thank you, Bob and
Thank you.
and April.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So great. And Bob and April, Sean and I are gonna finish up, but you guys definitely go enjoy the rest of your evening. We don't want to take any more of your time, but is there any last minute things that you want to just say in closing? I know you closed, but for the two of you.
If you're not registered for Activate, get there.
I love
Okay, we weren't here for the first 9 years of the company. We've been here for the last 4.5. And I have a feeling this is just going to be a first that none of us have ever seen before. And you never want to miss out on a first. And I can tell you, since June is the end of the fiscal year for the company, something tells me they're going to send us home with something special. And you don't want to find out on a Zoom, you want to witness it. So that's the message.
I totally agree. I love those fiscal year-end closes because
Something's going to go on, right?
These businessmen are thinking.
Yeah. And if you want to hang out for the next couple of minutes, you can, but if you need to hop off, you definitely can as well too.
We'll hang, we'll just mute ourselves.
Perfect.
Love
All
you
right, you
guys.
guys.
Again, thank you.
We want to shake up the Performance Club a little bit. We've been doing this for almost, it's over 2 years, 2 years and 2 months now. So we're excited to share with you kind of the next phase of Performance Club that's going to run from May 22nd through September 22nd. So that's going to be this month up until global convention. And we've been talking about this for a couple of weeks on our leadership calls on what we want to do, how we can engage more people, and how we get those people that hit it month after month after month, a little bit something extra. So level 1 for Performance Club is going to stay the exact same as it has for the last 2+ years. And that is 2+ new people, any combination of PCs or distributors, and 100 in total new PV is going to get you into Performance Club for the next month. This month, we have our good friend Simon Chan coming on. He is going to rock your world with network marketing information as well. He knows this industry inside and out, and he became a coach years and years ago and just works with different companies throughout the network marketing industry. So you want to be a part of this and the special guests that we bring each and every month. Now, for those of you, we're seeing these cards that we send out every single month. There's those of you that are new to the business, new to hitting Performance Club, but we have some of you that are rocking out times 20, times 24, times 25, times 26 on these cards, and it's going up and up. So if you want to take this to the next step, once you hit Performance Club level 1, if you have 2+ new people and 200 in total PV, that's going to qualify you for level 2. And that will be important on what I tell you at the end for global. And then level 3 is going to be 2 new people, PCs or distributors, and at least 500 total in PV. And that's going to set you up for success as well too for the MVP seller side of things, because you need new PCs, new distributors into the business that are reordering in the second month to qualify for that. So if you're hitting this, chances are, if you're setting them up properly, you're going to also hit the MVP seller bonus as well. But here's what we wanted to do with those new 2 levels. So when you earn level 2, 3 out of the 5 possible months before global, so May, June, July, August, September, 3 out of those 5 possible months, We're setting up a special breakfast at the event in October at Global that you're going to be invited to, a private breakfast that's going to include some people from corporate, and it's going to also include some of your upline. So this is something that I definitely would run for. And then we wanted to just add a little bit more for those level 3 people. If you earn level 3, 4 out of the 5 possible months before Global, you'll be invited in there, and we'll also pay for breakfast for you at this breakfast with corporate and your upline. I know a lot of you do business with your spouse, so we will definitely include your spouse into this, or a business partner. And we want to pack this with as many people as we possibly can. I will post later on this week information for people that are new to the business. If they come in June, it's going to be a little bit less for the qualification. They come in after that, it'll be a little bit less, but we want people to be able to earn this all the way through, people that are new into the business in September. So a brand new person in September, they obviously can't hit 4 out of 5 months at 500. They can't hit 3 out of 5 with 200, but we'll make a special deal for those people to qualify for these different tiers at Global. So if you didn't notice, the caveat to all of this, you have to go to Global to be able to capture the prize. So we will see you guys all at Activate 2022. I know that. But we also will start talking more and more about Global Convention that's happening in Phoenix in October as well too. So Michelle, wrap it up. Let's send all of these people home.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Throw in the chat what you think about that. Enhancements. We are constantly brainstorming how in the world can we help each of you get to the next level, get to the next rank, bless more lives, because ultimately that's what this is all about, right? Making a difference, 1% big difference, and that big difference is you. So if this is confusing, it's gonna go out in Telegram. We wanna keep it as simple as possible, so reach out. We wanna keep this very simple and always be striving. We want Performance Club, and then the next one, you're like, ooh, I got that. Now I'm gonna go to the next one. I'm gonna go to tier 1. Ooh, I got that. Now I'm gonna go to the next one and let people know, oh my gosh, I just did a call. Oh my gosh, I just got a customer. Oh my gosh, I just got a distributor. And it fires everybody else up too. So reach out and tell people, don't keep that stuff to yourself, and never ever forget to use a team, right? Invite Tool Team on Leslie's great training. We were talking about that earlier on the power of that. So let's create some magic fun, what I like to call hashtag magic moments, and just have fun, because you've heard, if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. And we just want to have the best times together. And as you saw in the chat, you guys, these breakfasts, we've done them in the past. They are special. They are intimate, and they are, here goes Shampoo. Bob and April, my husband, I always forget, but he's a little cuckoo bird. So you just never know what you're going to get. That means Michelle, or wrap it up. So we love you guys. We can't wait to see you at Activate. We can't wait to see you at LVA. Gabe and Jill Pearson will be here in Sioux Falls. Check the calendars to see where they're at. Love you. Thank you. Bob and April, honored, blessed, grateful beyond words. Just, oh, love you. Kissy, kissy. Bye, guys. I'll see you later.
You guys have an amazing week.
Good night.